we decided we are gonna switch our herd, bringing in goats from really strong pedigrees, milking, showing stronger genetics. When we are breeding, we are improving the breed. They all got pregnant on the first go. All of the herd testing, and those are just common diseases. The reason that we want to ultrasound, let's introduce you and let you know what we're expecting.
I would say 3 based on this.
Before we get into the video, go ahead and click the subscribe button and hit the bell to select all so you don't miss any of our videos. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well for extra content and behind the scenes footage. Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So it is weekend, it is cold out here, you can see with my breath, and we are cleaning out the goat pen. So we clean it out daily in the nice weather, but in the winter, especially with it being so cold, we leave a better bedding down and just do general cleanup daily, and then we do a big scoop out each weekend. So that's what we're doing right now.
Get a couple flakes of hay and see if you can take them like 3 flakes and put it around the side of the barn and see if they will go with you.
Come on, guys. Oh, be outside. Pancake does look pretty wide. Watch it. I need space. Please and thank you. Personal space is required. are done. Everything is nice and clean. It's gonna stay like this for about an hour, and by tonight it'll be a disaster, but right now it looks good. So I'm in our goat pen right now. Here with Moose, we're just doing a training session with him. He's doing really good. He's super calm. So what we're doing when he's in here is we're just having him on a leash here, and we are letting the goats be around him. What we're looking for is that he is observant. He's aware that they're here, but he's not paying attention in terms of he's not staring at them. He's not looking like he wants to play. Right now, he's just calmly lying on the ground, aware of what's going on around him, paying attention to that, but not with a focused interest. When he's doing this, we're just praising him. Good boy, Moose. We're just making sure while we're still establishing that bond that the goats aren't going to frighten him by headbutting him or anything like that. So while he is down here doing that, I thought I would give you guys an update about our goats. I don't tend to talk a lot about our goats because we were mainly focused on horses initially, but we have so many new viewers here that are here actually from our Instagram, and there I tend to focus a bit more on the goats or livestock guardian dogs, and so I'm gonna start incorporating a lot of that into our videos only because it is a big focus of our farm here. We got goats a couple of years ago now, and this past year we decided to start getting into milking, showing, and breeding. And so in order to do that, we decided we are gonna switch our herd over to registered Nigerian dwarf goats. We just want to make sure when we are breeding that we are improving what is out there. And so we have this year been bringing in goats from really strong pedigrees that have fantastic lineage, championship lines from the US and from Western Canada. So we are here in Ontario, and it is limited, the genetic pool that you have for breeding your Nigerian dwarf goats. And so to avoid any inbreeding and to be able to bring stronger genetics to Ontario and really improve the breed, we decided to look for pedigrees from the States and from Western Canada to bring that over here. We are really excited with the genetics that we have in our herd now. We bred them in November, and that is because miniature goats are pregnant for 145 days, give or take. That puts their due dates for spring. We have cold winters, and this year we have had really frigid temperatures. We ideally like to have our babies around April. When we pick our dates, we are picking them for the earliest that we would want them giving birth. You don't know when they're gonna get pregnant, and if you need to have a couple of chances with their heats, they go into heat every 18 to 21 days. So our first goat is due March 18th. And that is just because when she came into heat, they all got pregnant on the first go. And so that's all right. We're having early spring babies, but it's definitely within that timeline that we were aiming for. He wants up. So a couple of weeks before we start breeding, we increase their feed. It's called flushing, and it's just to give them an extra boost, and then we maintain that for the first couple of weeks. Then we go back to their regular diet and monitor. We always have our goats on hay. They get a grain feed. We're always checking their body scores to make sure that they're not underweight and they're not overweight. Ideal body score is going to be a 3 out of 5, so that's where we like to keep them. Then what we do is we're looking for those signs of heat. Once we have observed them being bred, we remove the females and wait till the next one is in heat and then put him with her. At the 40 to 60 day mark is the ideal time for ultrasounding, in and about January. And that's when we have the vet come out. She does all of the herd testing. So we test for CAE, Yonis, and those are just common diseases that happen with goats that can be tested for. So we have her run the blood tests for that, and then we have her ultrasound. The reason that we want to ultrasound is, one, to see if the goat is pregnant. We can guess and, be fairly certain if we don't see her coming back into heat. There are different things you can do to see and guess if your goat is pregnant. Ultrasound is an easy way to know for sure if your goat is pregnant. It also is letting us know if there's any abnormalities with the fetuses, if there are any issues or health issues with mom, approximately how far along they are. We always mark our dates when they're bred, and I keep it all on a spreadsheet. It's still just further confirmation that we didn't miss anything. It lets us know also how many babies to be expecting. Now at 40 to 60 days, it's still early in the gestational period, so absolutely mom can lose some fetuses. They may not be able to see all of them, but it still gives us a pretty good idea of how many babies we're expecting, so that during the labor, we can keep a good track of timelines from when a baby should be expected. The reason for that is because we are far from our vet. So our vet is an hour away, and that's if they're at the clinic at the time that we call. Many times they're gonna be on a call, or if it's after hours, then they could be wherever they live. And so they might be an hour and a half, 2 hours away from our house when we put that call in. We really can't afford to wait. If there are any kind of complications in that delivery, for when we need to notify the vet, we need you out here. Scott grew up on a dairy farm. He is well versed in delivering babies, and he's gone through just about every complication that you can. But if they need to do any kind of additional work, if they need to potentially look at a C-section, we need a vet out here, and so we need to put that call in. So that is the reason that we choose to do an ultrasound. It's not for everybody. For us, we have 16 does, and not all of them are bred. Some of them are still too young, and we're waiting until next year. We're at a manageable size that we can have them come and do the ultrasounds. Let's have a look at the goats, introduce you, and let you know what we're expecting. Based on fetuses seen, not just the amniotic sacs, we have Sunshower here. She is one of our registered goats, and she has 2 babies. We just got her recently, so she was already bred when we got her, and she's bred to a fantastic buck with wonderful lines, so we're really excited to see her babies. And she is having 2. We've got Callie here. She's also one of our registered girls. She's bred also to the same buck, and she has 2 babies. This is Hazel, and she's again one of our registered girls.
Okay. So hairy.
Yeah, they are.
She has 2 babies, possibly 3. And this is her daughter. She is a first freshener, so this is her first pregnancy. She's a 1.5 years. She has a 1 baby in there, which I don't love. If it's a buck, I worry that it's gonna be a big baby, but we're hoping for a girl so that she's smaller, small baby. We don't want her having any issues. So Hazel and Freya are both registered girls as well. All right, so we got Grace here. She's our unregistered goat. We do have a few unregistered goats left, and we are slowly transitioning over to a straight registered herd. And she's our goat that we are keeping because she tends to take on babies if there's any other issues. She is pregnant with 2, and our wether, Leo, he is the biggest sweetheart, and his twin is Aurora. He is gonna be our babysitter. So these are her babies. Aurora was not supposed to be bred. We had her locked away. She was in this stall, high walls, high gate. I have no idea how she jumped it, but she got out of that stall and was bred. Now, because she's one of our unregistered girls and she is crossed with a fainting goat, she is actually quite large, and so size-wise, she is okay, and age-wise, she's okay as well. Some people do choose to breed their goats at her age. We just tend to like to wait until they're older, but in terms of safety of her delivery and pregnancy, she is okay. So Aurora is going to have at least 1 baby. So the vet was able to see some other sacs, but she wasn't getting a great picture on her ultrasound machine that she had. They have a couple different ones, and one of the other vets had the one that gives the clearest pictures. And then we've got Daisy and Tulip over here. So these are also Grace's babies. Daisy, probably 2, but confirmed 1. Daisy is actually further along than all the others. And so it was actually too late to be able to see clearly count fetuses because they're too big at this point. And so definitely one, but she thinks two. And we have Pancake and Malibu here. So Pancake is this one, and she is confirmed 3, possibly 4. So if she hangs on to all those babies throughout the pregnancy, she could have quite a few babies. And then we've got Malibu.
60.
She's 59 today.
Okay, Malibu.
She ran away.
Yeah. I definitely see 2. I'm not certain though.
Goodness, if you stop shaking, it'd be easier.
We've got little Rose back here. Bear is in love with this little girl. So she was just born this summer, and she's so tiny. She looks exactly like our Rosie. He wants to be with her all the time, and he's always looking out for her. So she's still got the green ink because she was just tattooed. Registered goats need to be tattooed. We are really excited to breed her next year when she is big enough, but right now she's too small, so she is just gonna have lots of little playmates in the spring. This is little Lumi, and she's also one of our registered girls. She is a polled doe with blue eyes. So a lot of our does have blue eyes. Too young for breeding this year, but next year we are excited to see what we get from her. This is little Ellie. Again, registered doe, blue eyes. She is a sweetheart and super friendly. She is too young to breed, but Julia plans on showing her. Dream hiding under this platform here. 2 babies in there. And then we have Cricket.
I would say 3 based on this.
And she's got Blueberry back there behind her. That's her baby from this year. And Blueberry, of course, is not going to be bred this year. We've got Ellie. You just always wanted snuggles. Okay? Hi. We were a little late on our target dates because we had the new group of goats coming and we wanted to ultrasound them as well. So some of the babies, depending on how far in the gestation they were, it was a little bit hard for her to tell how many exactly. So this is just confirmed. We know 100% fetuses. There could be a little bit more. And then this is the little area we have set up for Moose when he's out here so that he can be a fence between them when we're not here to monitor, but he can be with his goats and bonding. But right now we are gonna head off and go check out Flora and Kate having a little ride. She came home for a riding lesson this weekend, a study weekend with one of her friends from school who was over yesterday.
I have a chemistry midterm. She has a physics midterm.
Yeah, so they were studying this weekend.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go get this little man inside. He's had a good training session this afternoon, and we'll bring him out
No, you're okay.
again in a little bit.
Her rings are all twisted. Well, I'm cold.
Kate's like, all right, well, I'm freezing. That was nice.
Yeah, I feel my